Hey guys, how you doing today? I just want to come live for a little while and we're going to talk about some things. I went ahead and picked up my own copy of the Book of Mormon so we can finish talking about that and some things that coincide from some of the blessing and some of the writings of Chad and this and the Book of Mormon and some other things. Now, I hope everybody had a wonderful Mother's Day. I know I did. I was happy to, have Mother's Day and see my children and all of that. I mean, it's always so fun. I also was able to finish reading the one book that I had been reading about that prayer. I'm not going to say the name of the book. I don't want to have any problems here. But anyway, lots and lots of things going on in this book. So anyway. It's good. It's good. I mean, because the whole thing is we've always wanted to understand, right? Well, by doing all this, I'm going to have a chance to understand. Now, one thing I did was, and I'm going to credit goes to East Idaho News. I have Melanie Gibbs' testimony pulled up because it's kind of important how this. Oh, look at my. It's kind of okay. It's kind of important how this works. I used hot rollers this morning and I got a little red spot. Anyway. So, remember, okay, the reason why I pulled this up is because in some of this testimony during Lori's trial, it talks about Lori's excuse as to why David Warwick could not see JJ before he left, right? That was kind of an interesting, it was her reasoning why was kind of ridiculous, right? That, oh, he was asleep or that, no, that's not what she said. She said that Alex had taken him because he'd been bad and he was climbing all over the cabinets and all these kind of things. Well, the interesting thing about that is not only has Chad Daybell written a book that talks about this same scenario, but even in the book that I have currently just finished reading, it talks about that. And, God, that burnt my head. Hot roller burnt my head. Okay. Anyway, so it talks about that. And so I'm going to talk about that for just a minute. So now, just listen for a second, and then we'll talk about that. Okay. Because then maybe I should play this first. Maybe let me share my screen and play a little bit of this first and see if we can come up on the spot where she actually talks about the reason why. Okay. So y'all hang on. I've never shared the screen on this particular, on Stream Labs. This is not StreamYard. Ugh. Anyway, so let me share my screen and see what we can do here. I've already got it on split screen. Okay. And over here you have to do let's see. Hang on, guys. I know you can hear me. Just bear with me while I share this screen. I got a menu. You got to do it from over here. Okay. Upload an image. Okay. Now let me get over here and fix this. I mean, I have it already set up over here, but I need to be able to share it with you. So, just a second. Let's go back over here. Well, where's the little, somewhere there's a little tab that says share screen. So let me move this back over here this way so I can get to it. Hold on just a second. Oh, that's nicer. Okay, now here we go. That's what I should have done to begin with. So there's a little setting here. I just want to share my screen. There we go. There's all the proper settings. So, all right, here we go. Hang on with me. Just bear with me. Thank you, guys. Hang on. I understand. Yes, let's proceed before you share. Okay. Okay. Right here. Share. Now, let me make sure this is working over here correctly. Okay. So I need to play this. Here we go. Now I'm going to play this.
Some of the few can remember.
Probably January, February 2019 is after, she learned that Charles was dark. So sometime after.
This is about the casting. So hold on a second. Let me move it over to where I want to be.
You may have already said this, but was Charles the first individual that you ever heard Lori call?
Hang on.
AJ. And Alex went up there too.
And when you say Alex went up there too, do you recall if he moved at the same time as Lori?
Okay.
Around.
It's going to be right.
Yes. It seemed like it was a few days in November before Thanksgiving, and he called me when I was in Utah. And he told me that the Rexburg police would be calling and not answer the phone.
Oh, no, that's when they didn't want to.
Did he expand on that?
Yeah, I know. Someday I'll get this all prepared properly.
It's unusual behavior for a
Ooh,
person
can't hear it.
Jesus Christ. I was with him and he was.
What's she saying?
His heart was racing. He was very kind of scared by the dream.
Oh, we're
Did
coming
you
up
do
to
anything
it.
at that
Here we
point?
go.
I did. I got my cell phone and I text or I think I did both. I called Lori,
I hope
called
y'all can hear
Chad
that.
to see if they could maybe give him a blessing. I went to her door and knocked, or I don't know if I knocked on it, but I tried to open her door and it was locked. So I went back to the room.
Did she respond to your call or your text?
No,
Did Chad respond to any attempts to reach him?
no,
And that was the night of September 22nd?
correct.
And that's the last night you saw JJ?
That's correct.
And just to clarify, you ended up leaving the next day. Do you recall what time of day you left?
Yeah, I would say somewhere after 8 in the morning.
And you did not see JJ on the next morning?
I do not recall seeing him.
Okay, I'm going to stop that right there.
And
Hang on a second. Let me see.
then in November, you get the call about...
Okay, so I'm going to stop that right there. Hi. Okay, so now remember that morning they were talking about, I don't know what that is right there, but okay. They were talking about, that he had been bad. He'd done this, he'd done that. I know y'all, if you watch the trial, you'll remember that. But open this chat thing up too. Oop, there we go. And so I need to unshare this, but now take that back. No, we're not going to share. Okay, there. So I want you to listen to this carefully, okay? Because this is where it stems from, and from this. Okay, I got to translate from this other book that I'm going to get, but I don't have it yet because I got to remember. I've got to find it. These books are not easy to find because they're basically old, and if you don't get them. I just found only a few copies at certain different places, like Amazon will have a few copies and that kind of thing. But anyway, okay, so listen to this. This is about, he says, hang on a second, about children saying no, if they would just say no about certain things. So it's talking about that, I marked this page right here because I wanted to read. Hang on a second. Suddenly this child stood up on his feet and he, he would run around and he would say no to his parents all the time and that kind of thing. And then at one point it says that the child was so bad that he would, my page is falling out. That he would run away from them at the grocery store in a split second. He was also an expert climber and will often find him climbing along the top of the furniture or the top of the cupboards that he knows he shouldn't be in. Naturally, the word that he'd always heard was no. Okay, so remember that because they said, oh, JJ was being bad. We found him on the top of the cupboard and he knocked down my picture of Jesus. Well, right here it is. Right here it is in this book. And I'm going to get the other book that it came from. And let me fix this right here. I kind of don't like the way that looks. Chat. Okay. Let me move this over here. I'll move this over. So, there we go. Now I can see it better. There we go. So then I went out and I got this Book of Mormon because I wanted to learn a few things. And you know how she always talked about Nephi. Well, there is actually 3 books of Nephi. Now, I have not had a chance to read the 3 books of Nephi yet, but I'm going to get to it. There's also, I felt was interesting. Where is it over here? Remember how she talked about Moroni? Also, the Book of Moroni. I'm going to study these and we're going to talk about them another time. But I just wanted to come on for a minute and talk about that and it's just some different things that I had learned and where it came from and why they were using that to justify what they did. And that's really all it was. Let me look over here for a second at this. I got all these little tabs here so you can see I've really studied this quite a bit to figure out what do we want to talk about and what do we not want to talk about when it comes to Chad Daybell, Lorivallowdaybell, The Blessing, Alex Cox, and what happened to those poor babies. It's just the saddest thing, really. So hang on a second. Let me go over here. Another one of the chapters in this book was about nobility, and that also goes along with the Book of Mormon, because it's all mentioned in there. So I found this thing, and it talks about. Now, listen, this was kind of interesting too. I forgot about this little part. It's called Majesties in a Jail Cell. Well, gosh, they're in jail cells, aren't they? Wow. And one of the things it talks about is when this prophet had went to jail. Yeah. When the prophet had went to jail. Let me pull this over here. The book started falling apart. That's how old it is, because it like the glue is not sticking together anymore and all that. But it talks about how the guards treated them, and how all of a sudden one day, as a prophet, he stood up and said, oh, look at that. Stop. And it talks as if if he was nobility, because it talks as if the guards and everything just bowed down to this prophet that was in this prison cell, that he was basically controlling what was going on in the jail at that time, because he was the prophet. Okay, I'm not going to use exactly what they said in the book, because I don't want to have problems with anything. I just want to touch on it, and again, remember, Lori Daybell in her last interview talks about, well, the reason why she's in jail now is because that's her next role in this life, is she is supposed to be teaching these women the book of the Mormon religion. She's supposed to be helping them. She's supposed to be just basically being there, looking after them. So I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. But the print in this book is so tiny, I'm going to have to turn the light on. So I think what I'm going to do with our Book of Mormon is I'm going to do some pre-recorded things and put it on here, because I need to be in better light to read it. It's just too dark in this little room back here. So anyway, I just wanted to touch on that for a second, and hope everybody's had a good weekend, and look forward to the summer's coming up. I look forward to that. Just a lot. There's just a lot to talk about. And I also really want to talk about Zulema Pastenis again. But I need to find some more information about her, and how she fits in, and where she was found at, and how did she decide that she needed to be a part of this group. So I just have a little more homework to do on that, and I don't mind doing it. I look forward to it, actually. So, if there's any cases that you think you might want to talk about after we get through doing this, I know there's a couple, but that we had talked about doing, and I'm still trying to gather information for those. I did get, I forgot about this. Oh Lord, I need to be talking about this. I did get my disc that had all the filings for Lori. I'm sorry, can you hear me okay? All the filings for Lorivallowdaybell out of the state of Arizona. And one of them was the 404B, to talk about her bad acts, her prior bad acts. In this trial with Charles Vallow, they would not allow that to come in. But now that she's been convicted for Charles Vallow, they are allowing it to come in. The state has filed to have it come in. Now, she's going to fight that, because she doesn't want it to come in. But there was some pretty important information that I found on those documents about not allowing certain things to come in, because Lori wanted to bring in Tylee and Alex's statements and things like that, because she, again, was self-defense. Okay. But of course, the state did not allow it. So I'm going to go find this right over here on our hang on a second there. Oops, go over there. It was pretty interesting, all the pages and all the information that I was able to pull out of that request. It was a FOIA request that I did. So hang on just a second. Let me go over here and get this. Yeah. I wish I had some little music to put on while I'm looking things up or putting things together that I could just play for you guys. So you wouldn't just sit there and be bored, or you'd have something to listen to. I know that a lot of people listen to this when they're driving or maybe walking. They're not just sitting down and watching this, because it is more interesting to listen to it as you're doing something else, because it's just talking about something that we all kind of had questions on but didn't have the answers to. So it's really not about pictures or seeing things. It's about hearing things. It's about that kind of learning. So Let me go back over here and find my drive. So it should be right here. Okay, where I saved all of this. It was a lot of information too. I was really shocked how much they let loose of, because it was everything, just everything. Let me go over here and pull it. I think I can pull it from right here. I think I'm going to split the screen again. Let me get rid of this right here because we're not going to look at this anymore. Hang on just a second. Let's get this straightened out. I'm going to unsplit the screen. Okay, there we are. Oop, no, where am I? There I am. Okay, there I am. So I've unsplit the screen so we don't have to look at that anymore. But I am going to go over here and look for this. So just a second. Make this tiny. Hang on. Let me make this tiny. Okay, this up there. There we go. Now I'm going to go over here and find. Oops. Come on, let's get over here. Let's get over there and let's go find this information. All right. That's 24. Okay, just a second. Let me open this. Okay, that's the wrong case. That is a different case. Let me go to my desktop because I know it's right there. All right. New folder. Okay. Desktop. Okay. Just might take me just a second to come over here and get on this. So just bear with me. You know how we do over here. And it's okay. We'll get to it. Okay. I've downloaded some more little shorts. You know, I like to do little shorts with my little baby dogs, and they do some funny things, and I just like doing it. That's kind of fun. Just my new folders, is it? No, we're gonna find it. Now, come on, I just got this. Okay. What day was that? I need to figure out what day it was from. Oh, here we go. Let's do it right here. Daybell. Let me put this right here. Pull that up. Enter. Okay. Okay, it's kind of right down here. Come on. Now, I think I saved it right here. Yeah, I have all these different cases that I have gotten FOIAs on, and they're all up here on this desktop, and they kind of start running together. You're like, oh, wait a minute. Did I not label that properly? Which is kind of sad, but that kind of happens too, because you just want to hurry up and look at it. So it's my new folder, Outlook files. Okay, here we go. That's Stearns. That's imports. Okay, that is our OneDrive. I'll go over here to my OneDrive. Come on now. I know it's over here. You know, another thing we're working on is we are making a video of our child for his grandmother from the time that he was his sonogram pictures until his senior pictures. And we have so many pictures. It's just amazing how many pictures you can take of a child in their lifetime. It's taking hours and hours to find the ones that we want to put on there and the ones that we don't want to put on there. Just purely based on which ones are the better ones. There's just so many of them. So, let me get this off of there. I'm sorry, guys. Let me move this out the way. Okay, move this over here. Well, okay. I really need my little jump drive, which is downstairs. And I don't want to put y'all on hold and go get my jump drive because that's kind of, I don't know, a little bit strange, a little bit weird. So, put that over there. Okay, there. Now we put this back over here. Okay, now let me see if I can find it this way. Quick access, yes. Okay, downloads. Here we go. It should be right here. Oh, look at all that. That's Stearns. That's Stephen Stearns. Who is this? Okay. It's just a lot. Okay. Thumbnails. All right. Anyway. Well, if I don't find it right now, that's okay. I'll just come back with it later because I really want to talk about it and read some of it to you because it's kind of, I can't pick up that. It's very interesting, all the things, because, she filed a lot of this stuff herself. So, did I not put it up here? And so it's just, she's kind of, it's shockingly, I know she had help from an attorney, but she's kind of accurate on some of the stuff that she's filed on, which I found really shocking. But I guess if you're getting an attorney's help, then, you're going to have a better chance of getting it right. So anyway, move this out the way. Oops. Come on. Let me get rid of this. Hang on. This needs to go to the side over here. Quick. Let me see. Oh, come on. Go over here. Go over here. Oh boy. So yeah, I'm not gonna do it that way. We'll just do it a different way. It's fine. It'll be fine. Anyway. So I know it's kind of short and you're like, oh, I really want to go longer, but I need to get this information. I want to get these documents where you can actually see them because there's a lot of information in them. But I know it's not going to be up there. I know I saved them over here, but I don't want to see how it just gets in the way, and I just can't do it that way. I got to do it a different way. So anyway, I guess I'll just come back to y'all later after I have this information where I can actually read it to you and show it to you. The Daybell documents from her trial. It was like 200 pages of information. So I know y'all like to see that and talk about it. So anyway, just taking a little short hello. And I want to talk about this Book of Mormon that I have and where I got the information and what I plan on doing with it. And I'll just come back and check with y'all later. So you have a good day. Enjoy your afternoon. And I'll probably just schedule something for tomorrow so we can look at all the documents, read the documents, and show you what they sent me because it's very interesting information. It's just all Lori Daybell stuff. I'm trying to get some of Chad's stuff, but I don't know if they're going to release it yet or not. But I'll let you know as soon as I know. So bye, guys. Have a good afternoon. Talk to you later.